Hey guys, and welcome back to Mummy Cooks Homemade. This will be the last before Christmas Eve of the meal preps. So I just want to say happy Christmas to everybody, because the next one you see will be the Christmas food haul. So the quiche that I made in prep for Christmas is gone. The girls had a party at Girls Brigade, so yeah, they got it. So what I'm going to do, I decided, was to make a healthier version, which is a crustless quiche that I can put on the buffet table and people can just help themselves to. So it's just 5 eggs, 1 pot of Elmley if you're in the UK, 300 ml of heavy cream if you're in the States, and a little glug of milk. And give it a good mix up. Now I'm just doing a breakfast style type, which is eggs, cheese and bacon. I'm not putting no salt in. I've put some black pepper, some garlic and parsley and dill. Not dill, chives. It's early. I'm using these little silicone moulds. I'm not pre-preparing the silicone mould, you don't need to. So just drop in some bacon in each one. If you can hear any noises in the background, the wind is howling outside and the dog is having a stretch on the bed. So as you can see, pretty basic what I'm doing. One of my members, Barbara, she was struggling with her quiches. She said they come out watery. So the day I did this, I recorded a video for Barbara on members and showed her this, and she tried it and she said they come out absolutely brilliant. So yeah, it does work. I never changed my recipe. This would be the exact same recipe, liquids wise, if I made a big one. Wow, it's howling out there. A few times that makes me happy I don't leave the house. So I'm just going to top with some more cheese. All ovens are different. I did put mine in on gas 5. I don't know what that would be, maybe 375. Just putting a bit of smoked paprika on top. Once these were cooked and cooled, all I did was pop them with the silicone mould into a freezer bag and popped them in the freezer. I kept them in the moulds because if somebody wanted it reheated, if they don't like them cold, then they could just bang it in the microwave for 30 seconds and it will still keep its shape. So there they are. Never fail. And like I said, I just popped them in the freezer and it was as quick as that. There's one out. Hold the shape perfectly. But like I say, if you want to reheat it after it's been frozen, it's better to do it in the silicone mould. So there is me actually using a peeler. Shock horror. I never use peelers. I've never found one I could work with. But the lovely Fiona over at Fiona in her kitchen, she sent us some gifts, bless her, for Christmas. And one of them was this OXO vegetable peeler. And it's absolutely fantastic. I think the problem was I'd never bought a decent one. And Fiona's bought a decent one and I actually don't mind using it. It's really good. So now I'm chopping up the ingredients for my spring rolls. So I made a batch of these. And these are also in the freezer. I cooked one so you could see it cooked. And they was cooked in the air fryer. what I'm going to do with these is I'm going to just cut them into matchsticks. Couldn't get my hands to work this day, I tell you. This here was the last recipe that I had to finish for this video, which stopped it going up yesterday, so apologies about that, guys. I didn't measure out any ingredients. I used 3 large, I've already pre-cooked 3 large chicken thighs, which were just cooked with marinated and cooked with a Chinese glaze. And I've shredded it. And you really want to shred them really well. And I do sit down and take this in the living room and show you how I've done that. And they're so easy to make. So there's the amount of carrots I've done. Just remember, when you cook these, it sort of reduces to half once they've cooked. So although it looks like a lot of carrots, it's really not. I just thinly sliced up an onion. And then I did a chunk of white cabbage. Now I find white cabbage is really the one to use for spring rolls, because you're not going to cook it all the way through. And you want it to retain a little bit of crunch, the same as the carrots. I don't want to bite into mush when I eat my spring roll. I mean, you can make the flavourings for your spring roll your own. But I will tell you what I used. So you can see this is a big white cabbage. Got it from the new vegetable shop in town. And all I used was that piece there. And there was loads of it. You can see how the layers line up. That's how you want to cut it. So that when you separate it, you've still got them nice layers. Like that, look, you can see now it's cut. You don't want them any longer than that, really, because otherwise when you take a bite of your, I was about to say Swiss roll then, your spring roll, you're going to get a load of the filling pulling out of it. So just cut it down to a decent size. Again, it looks like a lot, but then these vegetables all contain water. I'm going in first with my onion. You're just looking for a softened onion here. That's it. Not no crispy fried black onions that go on your burger. I popped in 3 cloves of garlic, although they weren't very big cloves, to be perfectly honest. Feel free to add more to your taste or not at all. These are just guides, guys. Put in whatever you like to put in. In goes the carrots. And I just leave this, once I've mixed it up, to cook for 4 or 5 minutes. There it is. And there goes the cabbage. And I'm going to drop in a splash of water, not a lot. You don't want a liquid going into your spring rolls. This was literally a dribble on the outside. because I'm going to mix it up and then I'm going to pop the lid on. Again for another 5 minutes. Just to help wilt down this cabbage. But what you're not looking for is mush. Actually putting the spring rolls together is a job of minutes. It really is. So I'm putting pepper in. I'm just going to let it steam for 5 minutes in there. Setting the timer because I am likely to forget. So this is oyster sauce. Just don't go too mad with the old oyster sauce. I know it don't look like a lot. This is sweet soy sauce, so this is thicker. And after this I did add more in as well. Taste it as you go along. Shaoxing cooking wine. And I love this stuff, black vinegar. Does make such a nice taste to any sort of Chinese recipe. Really does. I'm just going to make sure all these are mixed up. Like I say, I do add more of this in. It's all to your own taste. There's some liquid at the bottom there, but it won't stay there because what I'm going to do is just use like 2 tablespoons of cold water and a tablespoon of corn flour. Just make a quick slurry and then throw that in, and then it'll just bring all that liquid back into the vegetables. Makes it so thick that you don't notice it. So there's some white sesame seeds. Just going to pop some in. Again, I just sprinkled some in, I haven't measured. So I didn't put no salt in earlier because I knew I was adding the oyster sauce and the sweet soy sauce. That sweet soy sauce does taste different to regular soy sauce. It's not expensive to buy. Amazon carry everything that I use. So yeah, I waited. And once I tried it later on, once it was all cooked, I felt it needed a little more seasoning. That's when I added a bit more. So that's what I did. And then I added that slurry in and thickened it up. That's the spring roll wrappers. You buy them in the supermarket. Just be careful when you separate them. So that's how thick the vegetables were when they were done. You can see there's no loose liquid there, and that's what you want. The main thing with these is not to overfill. And that's the shredded chicken. I didn't mix it with the vegetables because I had some that were just vegetable and some that had chicken in. So fold over that corner, bring in that corner, and then that stops the leakage out of the side. That's that side as well, look, and then just fold it over. There's going to be no leakage out of there. I've just dipped my finger, that is a slurry again. A tablespoon of water and a tablespoon of corn flour, just to seal it up. And it does seal. So when you've made it, put it on the the sealed edge on the plate. So I froze mine all uncooked, but I did cook one for you guys. You could use pork, you could use whatever we wanted in these. It's entirely up to you. Remember to fold them over. Fold again. Like I was saying, you can deep fry these if you want. Everything inside it is cooked, you're just cooking the pastry. But I air fried mine, which obviously is a lot healthier. And they're a good size too. See, really easy. I think I showed you 3. Corner over. Pull it in. Pull it in. And roll. And then just seal it. You must seal it with something. I found that anyway. I mean, you do you. But I find you really have got to seal it with something. And they're ready for Boxing Day. That's the chicken ones, and then I did like 5 or 6 vegetable, and they're a good size. All bagged up, ready for the buffet table Boxing Day. And I'll just put them in the air fryer. That's one cooked. You can see no leakage. Stayed perfectly sealed, and that was the filling inside. This just got popped in here real quick. So yeah, I made another 2 batches of sausage rolls. What can I say? But I added cheese, as you can see, into these. Turned them cheesy. So I've got a freezer full of regular sausage rolls and cheesy sausage rolls now. There's no way that the amount I did is going to last. The kids absolutely love them. And Steve's a dustbin when it comes to homemade sausage rolls, so yeah. Just the same technique, guys, as the other ones. I just popped this in here because I made some more and I had some cheese in case people have not thought to add a bit of cheese. Okay, a lot of cheese. Whichever. And of course, as soon as these came out of the air fryer, Steve was on them. You've got edges spare here. By that he means you've sliced it up. Can I take the edges? Not that they're spare. Anybody else's fellas or girlfriends like that? Because it's there, it's spare. But it didn't matter, but there was tons of these. I made 4 rows of these cheesy ones. Same as before, same method. Nothing different, except these were bigger. Then I just had to curl them around the basket, that was all. And they're the ones, cheesy ones I made. There is gaps on there because Steve likes them. Vegetable glycerin. So I did tell you I was going to show you how to make the alcohol-free vanilla extract. So it's 3 parts vegetable glycerin to 1 part water, and I've used fully boiled water and allowed it to cool. So I used 750 mils, 3/4 of a litre, a vegetable glycerin, and 250 mils of pre-boiled and left to cool water. So quarter of a litre of water, See, what's good as well is I'm going to leave this for 6 months. Once a week you need to stir this or shake the jar. Everything I've used has been sterilised, including the chopstick that I've got in there to stir it, the jar, everything. So I'm using 5 vanilla pods because I want a strong taste. I'm going to split them 90% of the way down. I had the wrong chopping board here, it made it difficult, so that was my own fault. I'm just going to scrape out the beans. And I want to keep the pod intact. So I'm going to leave mine to mature for 6 months. Once a week, there's a reminder in my phone, just to shake up the bottle a little bit. And as time progresses, it'll get darker and darker. And the good thing about it is the vegetable glycerin is obviously a lot cheaper than the alcohol. It's, even though it's got sugar in it, it is diabetes friendly. It's not that kind of sugar. It's sugar free. Make sure you get all those beans. Don't leave anything behind. Just drop them in. We'll give them a good stir in a minute. Once you've used your vanilla extract, or if you're going to use another jar after this, at the 6 month stage, say you take your vanilla beans out, you can put them straight into another bottle of glycerin and water and use those beans to start the process again. You can use them 2 or 3 times, the same vanilla pods. Obviously it's not going to be as strong because the actual vanilla beans are in the first one, but you can use them again. But if you think how much a bottle of vodka is, the glycerin is on Amazon. It's not very expensive. You can get it on Subscribe and Save for about £6 for that litre. So I am going to prepare another bottle of this. So there's 1 litre, if you think about it, there's 1 litre of vanilla extract that's going to be in here. Think how much you pay just for the ones that are 30, 40, 50 mils of vanilla extract. So yeah, it's a no-brainer really. As you can see, it's relaxing. It doesn't take long to get it done. I found it quite relaxing. I've got all them beans you get out. You could do this litre bottle with 3 pods. And you can buy a pack of 3 pods on Amazon as well. So once I've scraped them, I'm putting them all in. That's all flavour. Just going to clean that rim. And I can tell you, it's been made for 2 days, and already it's getting quite dark. There's all that vanilla flavouring inside there. That's a lot of vanilla extract. Didn't take long. It was a 10-minute job because I was just sat there chilling while I was doing it. Label it and date it so that you know how long it's been there. I'd go a minimum of 4 months, but I'm going to go 6 months for mine. And I'm going to build up a stockpile so I don't run out. I might try other extracts as well. So yeah, that's the last of the preps, apart from Christmas Eve, obviously. So yeah, I hope you all have a great Christmas. I hope you learned something from this video, maybe something that you could do for yourself. There's so much benefits as well for using the glycerin. There's no alcohol at all. Those with diabetes can use it. So yeah, there is that option there. Merry Christmas, guys. Another Christmas on YouTube. I hope you all spend it with somebody you love. Anybody who follows me that doesn't celebrate Christmas, I hope you have a great week. Spend some time with your family. And the next video on here will be Christmas Eve, and it'll be the food haul. So thank you so much, guys. I thank you for all the support this year. Really appreciate it. Love you lots, guys. Bye.